Awakening doesn't fix everything. It doesn't get you to a point where all of your problems are taken care of. It seems that way. When you want things to change, when you have this feeling that getting to awakening will make everything better, there's this appearance of problems going away or not happening, stressful events not taking place. Life goes on and it continues. But what is seen is that it's not really that everything gets fixed. It's that there is nothing to be fixed. There are no new desires that come up. And of course, if they do, that's okay. But in looking at what is, in full acceptance of what is and everything as it is, this arising, there are no desires. There's no longing or interest for things to be other than they are. It may seem like that can create some stickiness. It doesn't fix everything, but it makes it so that it's obvious that there's nothing to fix. But that's simply what is as well. Any desire, any wish, any interest for something else, is not allowing and accepting things as they are, regardless of what that is. Even what might be seen as great suffering, the desire and the desire for the end of that suffering, and there is no one who suffers, is actually the cause of apparent suffering. Everything happening right now is as it should be. Nothing needs to be added to it. Nothing needs to be changed. Nothing can be changed. There's been this, I wouldn't call it a mantra, but a thought that consistently arises. It has been. And it's no desires, nothing to fix. No desires, nothing to fix. And it is the full acceptance of everything as it is. And that can seem difficult. It can seem tough to do. It can, if you're looking at it mentally or trying to battle it with logic, it can seem that that's a mindset that one needs to be in. But desirelessness, truly knowing what is and understanding this mystery, which sounds funny because you can't understand this mystery. It's just what's happening. The love that's felt observing, and what we truly are is prior to the observer. The absolute is prior to the observing and the witnessing. There are no desires. There's no interest or longing for anything to change, for anything to be different than this. It really is the ultimate freedom. In a strange, paradoxical way, it does fix everything. I mean, but trauma from the past still needs to be dealt with. Certain elements of programming that arise still is considered. It can happen. So those things don't go away. They just don't have the stickiness. They're not taken personally. They're not seen as something that happened to me, to this person, to me as a separate individual. And all stickiness is basically gone at that point. I mean, it's Teflon. Just if it comes up and you allow it to be, and tension can arise, stress can arise, anger can happen. Things can be said that anger others. But there's a different flavor to the witnessing of them. And even those quote-unquote problems or challenges or issues or whatever you want to call them, if they do arise and they're allowed, oneness, consciousness, whatever you want to call this, is inclusive. It is everything, and everything is it. So when those things happen, those events happen, in many cases, just shining the light of awareness on them allows for there to be a love and understanding for their existence in all that is. No desires and nothing to fix. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more needs to be changed or made different or made better. And there's no need for less of anything either. No more, no less. Nothing gained, nothing lost is it. All these words, desires, fixing, the mind wants to take them and mull them over. Make something out of them. See what it can figure out. Sure, okay, yeah. I don't want anything. I don't desire anything. Let's go with that. Let's try that one. And just as the body, mind, the ego wants to be enlightened, it wants to be awakened. It wants to run from itself. And as long as it's included, as long as it's around, it continues to do what it does. the real awakening, consciousness awakening to itself, doesn't happen. The seeking will continue. With no desires and nothing to fix, you're off the hook. You're off the hook because you can't fix anything. You, as a separate person, you're not. So you can't fix anything. And any desires that come up can't be gotten, can't be received, can't be captured by you. And if there is an apparent, if there's an illusion that that's actually taking place, it will soon be seen that that doesn't ultimately create happiness. Maybe there's an ease, maybe there's a peace that's felt for a little bit, but the ego will just create the next desire, the next thing that needs to be fixed, and on it goes.